All right, so today I'll be talking about a book called Models by Mark Manson. And the first thing I'll cover is social proof. So Mark says that the idea of social proof is that when we see something that other people value, it unconsciously creates more value in our eyes without having a chance to actually judge that for ourselves yet. And so the example he gives is when everyone's talking about a movie that they saw. In our minds, it creates more value and makes us more likely to go see it and enjoy it since we've associated that value that other people have associated it with. So, Mark says what to do to create more social value in your own life is to put yourself in more of a leadership position in as many situations as possible. So, don't just join the Ultimate Frisbee team, um, start organizing it. Don't just volunteer at a charity event, start help find sponsors for it. Don't just hang out at a local nightclub, but be a promoter. The second thing Mark talks about is speak from your chest. So you want to speak from your chest, speak from your diaphragm because that can demonstrate confidence. And when you speak up here from your throat, sometimes it can be a little more timid. And so it helps to speak down here. And I'm not great at that, but it's something I can improve on too and help my speaking. The third thing Mark talks about is there's three bad habits that we have sometimes when we have anxiety. And the first one is the blame game. And I've seen friends do this sometimes. They may say, oh, this girl won't like me because she's into tall guys and I'm not that tall, or she's into very wealthy guys. And so we come up with these excuses that usually aren't true, but they prevent us from acting. The second thing is avoidance and apathy. So this is when we convince ourselves that it's not that important, even though it may be, but the anxiety helps us to convince ourselves a lie. And the third thing is intellectualizing. So getting rid of our anxiety by reading books or watching videos rather than acting. And I'm guilty of this sometimes. I can read all day, but you need to also apply that knowledge that you are learning. So the last thing that I'll talk about today is he talks about courage, and courage is feeling fear and anxiety and acting in spite of that. And the difference that Mark says between courage and discipline is feeling lazy or fatigue and acting in spite of it, whereas courage is when you feel that fear and anxiety. And even though it can be tough to act in spite of that fear, courage is kind of like a muscle. So the more you're able to do that and build upon that, the more courage you'll start to build and have more true confidence and be able to show more vulnerability in your life. So that's it for today, and I hope that helps.